Welcome back to Mac Talk Sports, and in this video I'm gonna review day 6 of Euro 2024. The match day 2 has officially begun, and 3 games happen, and we officially have one team who has qualified into the next round. But quite interestingly and excitingly, we still don't have any team who has been eliminated, so it's looking quite good. Every point is becomes a valuable. Even the margin of defeats and victory is now quite crucial for all the teams. So lots to talk about. Let's get right into it. We're gonna start with Group B, Croatia versus Albania. Both of them, they lost their first games, but with a big difference. Croatia were very poor against Spain, and they got demolished 3-0. Albania, on the other hand, were quite good against Italy. They scored the fastest goal in Euro history, and they were, in my opinion, quite unlucky to not get something out of that game. With that third place qualifiers, this game became quite important for that aspect. And as we saw on match day 1, the game started, and it was the Albanians who were more up for it, who were more energetic, and who look like they are there to play. Croatians, again, there was no desire in the early stages of there. They were again quite lethargic. There was no communication between the players. Something is wrong within the Croatian camp, in my opinion, because they look really poor. I have predicted that they're going to be the flop of the tournament, so I see my prediction coming through. And the Albanians the Albanians start and momentum got rewarded quite early on. Kasim Lachi gives Albania the lead. Ball comes in from the right hand side. He makes an amazing run, beats his marker, heads it down, and it's 1-0. The Croatian keeper should have made a better attempt to save it, but not to be, and Albania get the lead. Fortunately for the Croatian, that goal woke up the Croatian team, and they started to get more into the game. They get a counter attack. Cross comes in. Petrovic is there, but he shoots the ball, heads the ball over the bar. Hansani over the other side gets a one-on-one chance, and you expect him to score. But Lukovic makes an amazing save to keep his side still in the game. We get into the second half, and then after the Croatians now start to get into the game. Now there is you can see the difference between the first half and second half from early on, and that gets rewarded against Andrija Kramaric. Gives them the lead, a really beautifully worked goal, and it's 1-1. And they don't stop after that. Another attack. They attack the Albania again. The ball comes in. The keeper is all over the place. Susic shoot. Defender blocks it, but the ball comes onto the knees of Musiala and goes back in. And within 3 minutes, the complexion of the game is changed. This Croatia are leading 2-1, and you sort of feel bad for Albania the way it happened. And you expect Croatia, with the experience that they have, that they will be able to hold on to the lead. And to be very honest, they almost did until the 94th, 95th minute, because Albanians were persistent. They kept on trying, and finally the luck came their way. Ball comes from the left hand side, gets played into the danger area, and it's none other than Musiala who shots it, and goes past the keeper and puts it this time into the right net, and it's 2-2. And in my opinion, that they thoroughly deserve that result, that draw. They were still the better team, in my opinion, than Croatia, and if not for that own goal, they could have even won the game, because then if they don't get the own goal, Croatia would have kept on attacking and tried to get the goal, and Albanians could have gotten them onto the counter attack. But quite a good game and quite a fair result. Now both of them are on 1 point. Albania even have a better goal difference than them. And in the last group stage game, Croatia are gonna play Italy, and Albania are gonna play Spain. Both the games are going to be quite tough for each of them. And if that third place qualification comes in, Albania would prefer to get something out of it, because their goal difference is quite good. Croatia, on the other hand, would hope that Italy somehow lose from Spain and then they can defeat them. So it's quite looking really interesting for the next set of games. Moving on to the second match, it was the host nation Germany playing against Hungary. Germany were very, very good in their first game, demolishing Scotland. So you expected them to continue their form. Hungary, on the other hand, they lost from Switzerland. It was quite a good game, but the Swiss were way better than Hungary. So it was like the result was expected, and the game went as why everybody expected. The Germans, they came out smiling and brimming with confidence, and they created chance after chance. The ball gets played into the corner. Kai Havertz uses his power, brushes past the defender and shoots it, but Gulacsi makes a great save to keep the game at 0-0. But unfortunately for him, it could not stay for 0-0 for a long time. The Germans come again. Musiala this time plays the ball inside into the 6-yard board. Gundogan makes the run. This time he is the one who is showing his power. Gets tackled by 2-3 players but does not lose the ball. Tries to hit it. The keeper fumbles this time and the ball goes straight into Musiala's feet and he shoots it, and it's 1-0 Germany. The Germans take the lead. And if and after that, the Germany did not stop. There were attacks after attacks, but somehow the Hungarians were able to keep them out. They themselves got a great chance to score. Sobasai gets a free kick and it got a great save out of nowhere to keep them at 1-0. We get into the second half. Gundogan again is he was exceptional, the German captain. His 1-2 with Musiala, and this time he's the one cuts it back, and Musiala plays it to the left hand side. Maisheft is there, he cuts it inside, and Gundogan is there to slot it past Golaci, and it's 2-0. Game done and dusted for Germany. It was quite a convincing victory. There were 2-3 more chances from German side. The game could have been 3-4, 5-0, but it was just 2-0. But I don't think the Germans care. They are officially into the next round. For Hungary, there were a lot of people as dark horses to get to the next round, but it's not looking really good for them. Already they have lost 2 games. Their goal difference is also on -4. So it's especially with the result that happened in the other game, it's not looking really good for them. They play Scotland in the last game, so that game could be very well decide which team comes in the third position. And the Germany, they are going to play Switzerland, and it's basically done, sort of like done. One of them is going to be the top and the other one is going to be the runner-up in this group. So speaking of the other two, let's talk about the third game, Scotland versus Switzerland. Scotland, as we all know, were demolished by the Germans on the first day, so they wanted to come back and show their fans that that was just a one-off and it was Germany. Switzerland, on the other hand, they had an amazing game against Hungary. They had 3 points and they were quite confident that they can go in this game and get the job done. But the first 10-15 minutes were quite cagey. The tackles were being made, no clear-cut chances are being done, but surprisingly Scott McTominay shoots the ball from long distance, and Fabian Schär, for some weird reason, gets his foot inside in the middle. The ball was going straight into Jan Sommer's hands, but Schär gets his foot in between, and it's 1-0 to Scotland. Weird goal, but a stroke of luck for the Scots, and you think maybe it's their time. But unfortunately for them, they themselves didn't want to help them. They are a mess at the back, and the ball comes at the feet of Shaqiri, and he scores a screamer of a goal from 20 yards, a curler, and there's nothing Andreas could do about it. And it's the 1-1, and the game is tied. And after that, the Swiss players, they just woke up, and it was basically a one-way traffic all the way from that goal. Vargas and Endoy combined well, and Endoy's shot, it required a great save from Andres Gunn. Then it was Endoy and Shaqiri again from the left hand side. Endoy plays it him in, and Shaqiri tries to do the same thing again, but this time Gunn is up to the mark. The game stays the same. We go into the second half. Endoy gets the ball, makes a beautiful turn, gets the defender other round one-on-one with the keeper, shoots it but scuffs it wide. He really should have scored that goal, but not to be. And Scotland almost punished Switzerland for their misses on the from the other side. They get a free kick, Andy Robertson whips it in, and Grant Hanley beats his marker, heads it down, but it hits the crossbar and goes out. In the end, the game ends 1-1, and both the teams get the important 1 point. Scotland off the mark, and they now have a chance to basically qualify into the next round if they can beat Hungary. Switzerland, on the other hand, they are on 4 points, and you can almost say they have qualified. They're not all officially they are not there, but it's quite looking clear that they are going to qualify for the next round. So that's it for today. Please let me know what you guys think of all the three games, and what do you guys think, who is going to qualify into the next round in the comment section. Please like my video and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, bye bye.